So, which maybe goes into another question. If, when the Lord reveals something, which means he wants to heal it, what maybe, I guess, keeps us from even wanting, why is it so hard to be revealed, I guess? Why is it so hard to want to position and posture ourselves to be properly assessed so we can actually be better?
We're comfortable.
Okay.
We think we know better for our lives than God does.
Okay, think about it this way. So if you have an injury and you never get it addressed, it's always there.
Mm-hmm.
What happens?
Well, it gets worse.
Generally, right?
Right.
It's either going to continue fester and get worse,
Right.
or things are going to heal around it and you're going to be healed crooked, right? So the accident that I kind of like very, very briefly mentioned, back in 2016, we were in a very serious car accident where myself and my 3 kids were hit by somebody that was running a red light. We were T-boned. My oldest daughter ended up with extensive injury. She was in a halo vest for 5 months, and there was additional injury and everything else associated with it. She was the most injured in that sense. But within that, what happened was Mama Bear kicked in. And so I was injured, but my daughter was so severely injured and was so obvious there was a lot of risk on that front end that I ignored everything. My husband had to send one of his friends over to forcibly take me to the hospital next door, because we were at the children's hospital for her, and so forcibly take me to the ER next door to get checked out. I blew it off. I went, I kind of was like, I think, this and this. They gave me a shot that honestly hurt worse than my injuries at the time, and just ignored it. Well, couple months later, it's like my back is still really hurting, and so I ended up going to a physical therapist. I ended up going to chiropractors. I ended up going to an orthopedic. I ran through the gauntlet of doctors trying to identify what the cause of injury was, because on an MRI, nothing was
popping up,
yeah. So it wasn't really having all these answers. And I finally had a doctor that said that the kind of the positioning, because I was 8 months postpartum. So my son had been born in January. This is, we're in August. And, so my pelvis was still all kind of wonky, is what that amounts to. And then getting hit caused everything in my pelvis, hip, back to kind of just shift weird.
Yeah.
But I had gone through all of these different things to strengthen and to do all these things I was told to do, and so I built up muscle around an injury, and I kind of had to get reset and then rebuild up muscle around it. And so when we have something that is in our lives that we are so used to, it's a comfort level. Because you all so often have to go backwards to go forwards. You have to kind of break things down. You have to allow God to, because we can't do it. We aren't going to do it.
Right.
Even if we could, we aren't going to. Allow God to break things down in such a way that he can then build it back the way he intended it to be. And so we have this development. And so when he's revealing something, he can come and say, hey, Becca, you have, this out of alignment. And I'd be like, I know how to get around it. I know what to do and what not to do. Certain things will aggravate it. Certain things won't. I can live with it.
Yeah.
I've joked with you guys, that Kyle's walking around with a torn ACL. And he had genuinely, we haven't gotten the MRI done, but we've done all the other testing, and he's had enough surgeries to know that it's very likely torn. But it will give out once or twice a year, and he can manage. He can still go out and play flag football. He can still go out. He can still do the things that he wants to do. It'll give out. He'll ice it for a week, take some extra ibuprofen, and we'll be good.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't address the issue. And so this place of comfort, this place of that's going to take work, and I love that you brought up that verse of, search my heart.
Yeah.
Point out any place in me, because it's been in a couple different classes that I've taught, and I always use kind of like a little asterisk. And it's like, okay, before we get to this verse, y'all, I mean, I know you can see it on the screen and like you're already reading it because that's what people do. It's on the screen, they're reading it. But don't pray this unless you mean it.
Oh, yeah.
Because can I tell you, he's going to do it. If you say, search me, know my heart, know any anxious thought inside of me, cleanse me, make me clean. Like, he's going to do it. You're giving him permission to do it. And he's saying, that's all I needed.
Yeah.
I want to make you whole. I want to make that better. But I've given you the free will to make the decision for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And would you say it's fair to say, like, having wise counsel while you're going through it? Because I remember, I got into a car accident in December 2021, and there were so many opinions on what I should do. And none of them were agreeing with each other. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do, you know?
Right.
They're like, well, that person's not a real doctor. They don't know what they're doing. Oh,
Right,
you went and
right.
saw a chiropractor?
Oh,
They-
no, yeah.
You went to the ER? Like, no, you should go to... And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I have injuries. I feel it. Like, I feel the pain.
Yep.
But just even having the right people to point you towards, like...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, why? How many times in Proverbs does it tell you to seek wise counsel?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a reason why that is so emphasized, and that by having your team, your people around you to support you and to know the things, and going through healing of any kind, finding freedom of any kind, forces us to be way more vulnerable than I think anybody, even people that are naturally, you know, like, like people that are super in tune with their emotions, like it's still more vulnerable than what most of them want to
Yeah.
admit. And it's like, this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
This is what I'm processing. This is what I'm going through. And what's so beautiful by having that wise counsel, they're going to bat with you.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to bat with you and for you. And so that when you come against something, it's like, well, oh, this isn't that bad. They can already be in conversation with Holy Spirit. And he's saying, yeah, you may want to bring that up to them. And give that check of like, I need you to be aware of what that is. Because there's still more healing. Like, we got part way,
Yeah.
but we want to go all the way.
Yeah.
You know, and so that wise counsel is able to give you kind of that step up, that step in closer to the Father. And so that, like, as you kind of want to pull back, that they can rally with you and they can, you know, and speak into, like, that. I'm not certain that that's what you're hearing, you know, like, I'm not certain with what you're being told matches with what I'm hearing the Father say about you.
Yeah.
You know, and having those people that would say, well, what does the Father say about you? Because bottom line for all of it, for all freedom, for all, you know, all of the journeys, whether it's soul ties or other things that are kind of pulling us back, it comes back to the what do I say about you? You know, and it's the when they were walking, when God was walking through the garden, you know, it's like, and he calls out Eve, and he's not call out, but like, he calls her out. It's like, who told you this?
Yeah.
It's like, well, you know,
Yeah.
I read this article, or this doctor is like, well, I'm the great physician. I'm the one who made you. Wouldn't I know better? Wouldn't I be able to? I am the one who can touch you and heal you in a moment.
Yeah.
So why would you believe their word over what I am saying?
Right.
You know, and just being aware of that, all of the healing, everything is to bring us back into alignment with him, bring us back into the covering of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this, be sure to check out some of our other stuff on this page, or check out our podcast on Apple and Spotify. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. See you there.